The silence in the room is a sound all its own. It's a settled kind of quiet, one that has been there for a while and plans to stay. A single chair by the window catches the thin morning light of October 9th, 2025. The man sits on the edge of his bed, hands on his knees, perfectly still. He watches dust motes dance in the sunbeam. They spin, they twirl in their little spotlight. He just watches. It's strange how something so small can move so freely. His eyes drift to the corner by the door. A pair of worn leather shoes sits there, laces loose, soles smooth from countless hours. They aren't just shoes, they are memories, polished floors, loud, happy music, spinning until the world was a blur of color and light. Now they're empty vessels, gathering dust, waiting for a purpose they no longer have. They look tired, like they've given up. We all have a pair like that somewhere. Nearby, a small radio rests on a nightstand, antenna down, dial off. It hasn't hummed in months. There was a time he reached for it first thing in the morning, even before coffee. The music would fill the apartment. He remembers the joy. It wasn't a thought, it was a feeling that lived in his bones. He'd wake up and the music was already playing in his head. The radio would come on, the world switched from black and white to color. His feet would find the floor. Not with a thud, a soft tap, a first note. He'd turn, he'd step, he'd laugh out loud for the pure delight of moving. His arms would reach for the sky, trying to grab a piece of the song. The walls of his small apartment knew his favorite steps. Morning light at the window hit just right, marking the chorus of his first dance. The memories come in flashes, short and vivid. He remembers the feel of a partner's hand in his, the shared smile when they nailed a difficult turn, the scent of rain on the pavement outside a dance hall, the sound of applause like a warm blanket, a flash, a bright red dress, a hat tipped just so. The feeling of being completely lost in the moment. The mild, thrilling fear before a big spin. The bright, bursting joy after landing it perfectly. These moments were his language. No one knows exactly when it changed. It wasn't a sudden event, like a door slamming shut. It was more like a slow winter that just decided to stay. It started with small things, tiny excuses that seemed reasonable at the time. One day he missed a practice. He told himself he was just tired from work. Then he missed another. He had an errand to run. The reasons were like papers on a desk. He just kept stacking them, one on top of the other. The pile grew until he couldn't see the music on the other side anymore. At first, it was just the steps he started to forget. The count felt wrong in his head. He'd be walking down the street. He'd try to copy a move he saw in an old movie, just for fun. His foot would catch on the curb, and he'd stumble. He'd laugh it off, but the laugh felt small and hollow. So, he stopped trying. When a great song came on the radio in a store, he'd feel a little twitch in his feet, a ghost of a movement. In a friend's car, the same twitch, but he'd force it down. He'd just nod his head and smile, pretending he was fine. There's an inner conflict, you know? It's a quiet battle that no one else can see. Part of him wants to move. He feels it like an itch under his skin. He wants to feel the floor beneath his feet, to let his body follow a melody. But another part of him feels stuck, frozen. It's like his feet are glued to the floor. The simple act of standing up and taking a step feels like climbing a mountain. He worries about the mistakes. He fears the wrong step. He's afraid that the dance he once knew so well isn't his anymore. What if he tries, and it's just gone? Then one morning, something different happens. A song comes on. He didn't turn on the radio. Maybe a neighbor down the hall left their door ajar and their radio on. The music comes through his door in a thin, gentle thread. It's not loud or demanding. It's a simple, familiar tune. The kind of song he might have danced to 1,000 times without even thinking about it. The melody doesn't burst into the room. It just sits there, on the edge of the silence, politely waiting. It's an invitation, not a command. He finds himself standing up. It's a small choice, almost an unconscious one. He stands simply because he's tired of sitting. He doesn't plan to dance. He doesn't plan to do anything at all. He just wants to stretch his legs and feel his own weight again. His bare feet touch the cool wood of the floor. The floor feels solid, real. And that quiet, persistent melody from the hallway seems to draw him forward, like a small, hand-drawn map leading to a place he'd almost forgotten. This is the moment of truth, isn't it? The moment you decide to try. It's terrifying. He feels all of it. The fear of failure, the awkwardness of starting over. He takes one single step toward the center of the room. The step is clumsy. His foot lands with a soft thud on the edge of the rug, and he almost loses his balance. For a second, he thinks about sitting right back down. It would be so easy, but the beat continues its gentle journey from the hallway. So he just stands there. He breathes in, he breathes out, and then he lifts a hand. He lifts a hand. His hand trembles a little as he lifts it. He almost laughs at himself. The laugh that comes out is softer than he expects. It's not the big, booming laugh he used to have. It's a quiet laugh. A gentle laugh that is ready to be friends with a single hesitant step. It's a start. He decides, in that moment, to be kind to himself. There's no audience here. There's no judgment. There's just him, the floor, a whisper of a song. He moves again, small, almost shuffling steps. He watches his feet. One foot slides forward to meet the other. He tries a tap, just one. His toe taps the wooden floor. The tap makes a tiny, satisfying sound, a little drum beat. In that small sound, a rhythm returns. Not the full orchestra, just a whisper of a rhythm. But it's enough. He thinks of the years he lost. Time spent sitting still. Reasons piled up like old newspapers, burying the music. He knows he can't get them all back. He won't find every lost song in a single day. But he finds one beat. One single beat can feel like a door creaking open just a little bit. It lets in a sliver of light. It lets in the possibility of more. He doesn't run back to the stage in his mind. He doesn't imagine a crowd or applause. He walks to the corner, puts on the old leather shoes. They feel strange, a little stiff from disuse. The leather creaks as he ties the laces. He walks to the window, his footsteps on the floor, a forgotten comfort. Thin sunlight, warm on his face. He closes his eyes, letting the light and the sound meet his skin. He's not dancing, not yet. He's just feeling. Just feeling. As he stands by the window, a child passes on the street below. The child is humming a little tune, something simple and off-key. It's a different song, a different rhythm, but it's music all the same. And the man smiles. He doesn't even mean to. It's a quick, small, honest smile that appears without his permission. His shoulders loosen as a knot of tension finally lets go. The body remembers how to follow a note, even one hummed by a stranger. And then he dances. Just for a minute. It's not a grand performance. It's not a full spin. It's not a complicated routine. It's a small, slow circle near the chair. He moves his arm in a gentle arc like a painter's slow brushstroke. He steps in time with the beat in his head. The radio from the hall has faded, but he doesn't need it anymore. He's found his own beat inside. The room hears him. The quiet walls that held his stillness now hold his movement. When the moment ends, he sits back on the edge of the bed and breathes deeply. He feels tired in a good, pleasant way, the exhaustion of something that matters. He also feels very light. Something that felt locked and rusted shut is not locked anymore. He knows the door can close again. He knows there may be quiet days. But he knows with a deep certainty the music is not gone. It was just waiting. For now, that's enough. Shoes by the door, radio on the nightstand, ready. A small, clear space on the floor, an invitation. He doesn't promise a show. He doesn't promise a full recovery. He offers a single step. Today, that single step is a victory. It's beautiful, hopeful, wonderful.